Welcome to the Humblewood. I'm Abby. Everyone's slightly terrified first time DM, so this is gonna be fun. And my lovely players. And we shall start with everyone's favorite Mothman himself.
Hello, I'm Tim at Anonmoth on all the social interwebs. I use he, him pronouns, and tonight I am playing Kriz, the Volpin war magic wizard, who also uses he, him pronouns. It's lovely to see you all.
And then next
I'll go.
Oh, no, is a lovely cleric.
Clericos.
That's
Yes.
me. I'm Cinchu, and tonight I'll be playing Bubby, a hedge cleric. And my pronouns and my character's pronouns are both she and her, but I don't mind they and them.
Okay, I'll go. Hi, I'm Shelby. I'm the one silent one pretty much everywhere. I know it's a mouthful. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Wenry, who is a Corvum divine soul sorcerer who uses she, her. Oh, I use she, they. I'm getting used to it, you guys. Carry on.
And last but not least.
Oh, that's me. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm Liz, also known as Ryu Red Wings, all over the internet. You can find me literally anywhere under that name. And this evening, I'm going to be playing our tiniest of fighters, our Luma variant Sparrow, Pip Grassseed. Oh, and I also use she, her pronouns. Well, she, her, they, them, and Pip goes with she, her.
Now that we've met all of the lovely players, let us begin into some lovely humble origins. In the Humblewood, there are temples devoted to each of the gods of the wood. Gesme of the forge and knowledge, Kren of trickery and survival, Hath of the night, and Ardea, the matriarch of the Amaranth and Amaranthine. Our lovely heroes have been chosen. Some chosen. One may have been forced out of the temple for being annoying. Have been sent on a quest to go find a lost artifact. They have all been told by their elders that they must find this artifact, bring it, and take it to the Temple of Kren, or it was requested by the elder of the Kren, of the Temple of Kren, Elder Knight, who has to prove to a member of their congregation a quote that they remember having seen once before. It's very, very weird, but it's a first quest for some of them. Some of them, not so much. But they all meet, they all arrive in various states of quickness and choice in the Alderheart, heart of the Humblewood, beneath the great giant Alderheart tree. Who arrives first?
I try to be early at all times, so I'll be there first.
And what do the non-existent viewers see?
The non-existent viewers see essentially a hedgehog, obviously anthropomorphic, but I am very small for a hedge. Hedges tend to be about 3 feet tall, but as an adult hedge, I don't reach that. As an elderly hedge, I no longer reach that. I'm pale in the front, spiny and darker in the back, have little tiny round gold glasses perched on my nose. I'm always wearing an apron, no matter what. And I'm chonky. I'm a chonk. But most importantly, my apron has pockets, and those pockets have sweets in them.
A delightful image. Who arrived
would-
second?
I'd probably arrive, but I would be like hiding most of the time, just like scoping out the area, just like I don't want to go out in the open, and but I have to do this, so it's like a very you just see I'm actually fairly tall. I'm about 4'7", and I've just kind of got like just like a simple kind of a vestment robe going on, and I'm just like darting, looking around really nervously as I'm just uh coming into the meeting space. I probably have like a parchment that says exactly where I need to go, just so I'm just like, okay, I've got something to stare at and know, and then I'm just constantly looking around.
Lovely. Who wants to arrive next?
I can go next. So I actually wanted to say Pip was probably the last person to show up because she was so busy talking to everyone she saw on the way there, telling them, I got chosen to go on a thing. I'm so excited. I'm going to go on an adventure. This is going to be amazing and great. And oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And she's just a chatterbox the entire time. You probably heard her. If this place has city blocks, you heard Pip probably 3 blocks away from where you all are. She's loud and obnoxious and so stinking cheerful. It's ridiculous. And I arrive. I am the shortest one here. I am 2.5 feet tall. I am 2.5 feet of whoop ass. Because I am a teeny tiny little female sparrow, Luma. And despite my stature, though, I definitely do carry myself very well. I have a rapier at my side, and I have a very tiny needle-like rapier. I'm dressed mostly like what look to be like plain sailing clothes, but I have these very, very nice, what look to be metal boots that kind of like go around my little claws, and they look very fancy for someone who is dressed fairly simply and very unassuming looking. But I hop right up, probably up to Bubby, and I'm just like, hi, are you from the community temple?
Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Great, I'm Pip, hi.
Would you like something to eat?
Yes, I love food. Do you have food?
I produce something out of one of my pockets.
Oh my gosh, your pockets are magic. Gimme.
Seed cake.
Thank you. And I start eating immediately.
Good for you. You got to keep your strength up.
Last.
Well, Chris has probably been hiding in the temple for quite a long time and observing the situation and writing things down in his notebook. Before you is Chris, a Vulpin fox-like person with slightly blonde hair, and he wears a nice tartan three-piece suit without the shirt, because let's not be too tacky there, darlings. And he's just sitting there, just watching the situation, taking copious notes.
Is Wenry?
He also has sunglasses as well, because he does.
Is Wenry gathered up or observing from nearby?
She's like been slowly scooting towards y'all, especially with Pip saying out loud that this was, is this gonna be for the quest? So she just would be like slowly like looking at her notes, looking at y'all too, and like slowly just like kind of scooting forward, like one little foot at a time.
Once
I want
she
to.
sees you, you must be Wenry.
Yes? How did you know?
I was given the names of the people that I would be working with today.
Oh,
Hi,
Vague descriptions. Hi.
hello.
I'm Pip. How are you?
Hi Pip, I'm Wenry.
Wenry. Okay.
Yes.
She's cake.
I do. Would you like some?
Oh no, that's okay. I'm good for now.
I would love some cake.
Oh, sure. Here you go.
From just behind your shoulder. Hello.
Where did you come from? That was fast. Who are you?
Oh, hi, I'm Chris. Nice to meet you. Chris Fennick.
I hand the seed cake over my back before turning around to look.
Oh, thank you so much. Ooh, what kind of cake is this? It looks quite nice.
Lemon seed cake.
Oh, I do love lemon.
Why are you wearing a suit? We're going on an adventure. Isn't it going to get ruined?
I mean, if I'm going to go on an adventure, I want to look my best. Would you not agree?
It does look very sharp, and I think it shows
Thank-
the proper respect for what we're doing.
Yes. You know, if you want to have the proper decorum, you never know where we're going to go on an adventure.
I hope you don't tear those pants.
Oh, they've already got a hole in my tail. Don't worry there.
Oh, well. Do we need anything to discuss? Do we need supplies, or shall we just be off?
As you ask that, you see a shadow overhead, and circling to the ground is a very strange looking corvo. She looks perfectly normal below the neck. Up, she has no feathers. She has a very completely naked head, just head and neck are completely bald. Oh, hello. You must be the disciples that I've been sent to give word to. You were told to let me back up. You have been sent on the quest to find the item, correct? Excellent.
You
So,
don't nervous. Would you like some cake?
yes, please. I would love a cake.
Never.
Thank you. Just pops it in a pocket, in a chest pocket for now. Would eat it in a second. Thank you. The item was being taken from the Temple of Gesme to the Temple of Kren, as you have been told. The procession began at the Gesmite Temple, and it was only supposed to take 5 days at most. Should have been 5 days at most in case weather. They disappeared after the second day. And a week later, most of the procession appeared here. Not everyone, though. A couple members were gone. And none of the procession remembers what happened after they disappeared. They remember getting to a campsite. That is all we've gone. But after that, no one remembers until they woke up a week later here. The guards, and then gestures to a bunch of humble folk around you who happen to be in the center as well. You can ask them and they will give you what they know. But we do not know where the artifact is. We cannot locate it. Nothing we've done has been able to find this. So we truly hope that you four can help us. You can find the artifact and get it to the temple safely and in one piece. Thank you.
Question.
Yes.
What is the artifact? What are we looking for?
Oh, yes, they may not have told you this. It is an ancient tome called the Necronomicon Ex Corvus.
What is that? That
It's
sounds scary.
It's a tome by a past elder of the Gizmite Temple.
What does it do? Does it take people's memories? Is that what happened?
We don't think so. It seems to just be a very powerful. I believe it's just a very powerful book of spells and lore written by the previous owner. He used it half as a diary, apparently. I've never been allowed to see it. Not high enough rank.
Is
Oh, goodness.
okay.
Well,
Yes.
it sounds
Guys
sounds
be fighting things.
it's certainly an honor to be chosen to go and look for it.
Yes, you were all chosen for your various skill sets.
I don't suppose that you've sent anyone else after this as well, just in case we bump into anybody.
No. Well, no. I think they've sent out a few of the higher members of the temples, but none of them could find anything after coming back after no time at all.
Interesting. Good to know.
Yes.
Never mind. We'll talk to the guards. Actually, no. I'm gonna ask you. When the people showed up, did it look like they hit their heads? Were they sick? Like they literally just like woke up and they were here?
Yes, they looked like they had been. They just looked like they'd been asleep. They all reported feeling dizzy and a little lightheaded. But they showed no signs of injuries, no signs of really anything. They seemed perfectly healthy.
That's weird.
Very.
This is
That's why
weird.
we're sending you.
But if some higher up members of the various temples couldn't find it, what makes you think that we can?
Because we feel that some of you have skills that higher members of the churches don't.
Well,
And
I
she
mean,
looks
of course.
pointedly at Wenry.
Well, I mean, duh. I'm like the best fighter in the entire Humblewood. Of course, I'm the best, and you're gonna send me.
Exactly.
God, Kate.
Can I insight check the Corvum?
Yes, you can totally check the Corvum.
And I get advantage on it.
Cool. Give me a second. I have to find a die.
Pip is gonna turn to Wenry though and just be like, "So what can you do?"
That's a dirty 20.
Let's find out. Yeah, they're totally 100% telling the truth.
Okay.
And we just looks a little at Pip and like just only like with the side eye, like constant glancing back and forth from her paper, and it's just like, oh, just a magic, just a couple of helpful spells, just a little bit of stuff.
So you can do magic.
Yes, a little.
By the way, Pip, have any of you, for those of you who have seen like sparrows outside just hopping and hopping, she's kind of sort of been doing that for majority of the conversation, and she has finally bounced probably actually a little bit underneath Wenry because she's like in her head. She hasn't said it out loud yet, but she's probably going to say it out loud soon. Like, what's the matter? Why aren't you looking at me? And she's just gonna like just hop so she can be like kind of in between her and the paper so she can have all of her attention. And she's just like, so you know magic. I know magic too.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I can do one thing.
Okay. Is it good?
It's a family tradition thingy. It's like I can grab stuff without my hands.
That's useful. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I use it to grab cookies all the time.
That is. Yep.
I lean
That is
over
something.
and the cookie pocket is well exposed, just in case anybody wants to grab a cookie.
Corvo just off to the side just takes out the cake and starts eating. Won't wait to see if anyone else has questions, but just eating the cake very happily.
I do have a question. So what
Yes.
what have they already, like, have they gone to the campsite and have they tried to trace the steps? Have people already done that? Or should we do that first?
They have I don't yes, they have checked the campsite, but none of them could find anything.
hmm
And they've tried a number of spells going over the wood, but none of them seem to work.
Okay. Do we have any potential culprits?
Not there was not that we can think of. Everyone seems to be accounted for.
Okay.
Have I heard through any of my contacts anything about this at all?
Nothing.
Not
You
that
have
I-
heard absolutely nothing.
Not that I expect to hear from them anyway.
No, but you've heard nothing about this at all.
Has anyone tried to restore their memories?
Yes, and when they've done so, nothing. It's as if they just were gone for a week, and then they seem to wake up here.
Oh, very odd.
Yes.
Is it possible to talk to them?
Yes. Just points at the people who, when you take a second look, you can tell each the guards. They each have a tabard with a large holy symbol on their chest. Very obviously being, that is someone from that temple and someone from that temple.
Oh, so these are the original
Yes.
schleppers.
8 of the original 10.
My goodness.
So who are the two that are still missing then?
Daisy Mill and hilariously Miller Blossom.
Why is
Miller-
that funny?
Well, Daisy Miller Blossom. Kind of funny names.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like they get lost all the time, so it makes sense.
No, just their names.
What temples,
What?
what temples did they represent?
I believe Daisy Mill is worships Titan, and I think Miller Blossom is, and she pulls out a piece of paper and is like, Kulak? I've never learned how to pronounce this one. The two-headed Gallus, or the twin-sided Gallus.
Hmm.
I know this. I know this. I know this.
Yeah, that's the trickery folk, right?
Yes, the
No?
trickery and arcane one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't trust them.
Well, that's
Just
rude.
looks at Chris. Yes, you can never trust the trickery folk, can you?
That is very assumptive of you.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh,
You can
Yep,
always
just-
trust anyone as long as they have given you reason to trust them. Obviously.
Pip just kind of like puffs up a little bit, like her feathers just poof a smidge, and she's like, jokes. She doesn't always get jokes.
But do you need anything else from me?
I'm going to subtly prestidigitate a symbol of a turkey leg on the back of the Corvum's head.
Okay.
Just subtly.
Utterly, yes. yes.
Subtly.
Hip immediately is just like,
For offending me. And insinuating I am not trustworthy.
The Corvum, still looking at Chris, smiles, nods, and just walks backwards into the woods. And it just does the Homer Simpson gif of just into the hedge.
I keep my eyes locked on them the entire time.
Make a perception check.
Ooh. That is a 12.
You do
Well,
not
my
notice.
passive perception 17.
You do not see them go into the hedge.
That's fine. I'm
have
still
no idea
looking
where
up
they
in the middle
went.
distance. I'm still looking up in the middle distance.
Right. Well, it seems we have our work cut out for us. Shall we talk to the guards first?
Sure,
Probably,
get all the information we need.
Be a good place to start, I feel, yes. Yeah.
are they gonna remember anything?
Possibly not, but maybe we should get it from the source instead of from secondhand. Do you think?
Yeah.
We could also find out about the night before they disappeared, if anything weird happened.
Oh yeah, like where they were.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be very interested to find out what they remember last.
Well, after you.
Look around at all of the guards and pick one that looks like they want to talk. There's always one.
Okay.
There's always one.
Sorry.
Something off his chest.
I thought I just heard Elmo. I got scared for a second.
Elmo's not here.
Yes, that's the point.
That isn't creepy at all.
It was appearing in my head, and I do not like that.
I have a question.
Yes.
What symbols do we see on the guards' chests? Like which temples do we see represented here?
Gesme, Kareth, Kren, Hath, Gaspard, Adia, Henwin, and Rhea.
Oh, we have a person from Henwin, don't we? Yeah. Okay, I thought so.
Yeah. But you notice a very strange. You notice a weasel Mapa, just like fidgeting with something and looking up and sees you four and just waves, and it goes back to fidgeting.
That's the one. I walk right over to. I waddle right over to him. I take my chonky self over and hold out a little piece of cake. He seemed nervous.
Oh no, no. Sorry, this is I'm finishing up something. I've been. Thank you. Takes the cake and just ravenously quickly eats it, and then goes back to fidgeting. And if you look closely, it's something mechanical.
Oh, I wish I was better with those things.
Yes. I'm very good at them. This is what I was trained for, and you are the four. You being sent after what we failed at, right?
You didn't fail. You found a way that doesn't work, and that helps us find something else. And maybe ours won't work either, but something will eventually work. It'll be fine.
Okay, that's fair. So hi.
Hi. I didn't want to interrupt your work, but would you be okay talking about what happened?
Oh yes, I believe any of us would be. We want to get this solved as much as anyone else does.
Of course, of course. Would you be able to tell us what's the last thing you remember before the memories stop?
And then she thinks, and she like scratches her face a little bit and just goes, and fidgets. The last thing I remember was going to bed. Curling up in my bedroll, I think Light and Sprig were on watch, I think. But I had finished building a scroll case. Do you want to see the scroll case launcher? It's very cool.
Sure.
And pulls out what looks functionally like a blunderbuss. This shoots scrolls at people up to 100 feet away. And when they hit someone, it activates.
Oh my gosh, I love it!
It's awesome.
As I just suddenly appear behind Bubby. Just bounce.
Yeah.
I've ever seen shorter than me at adult height. That's very clever.
Thank you.
What a wonderful.
Excuse me.
Have
May
I
I
seen
have a
this?
look at this?
She's like, takes a second and like is trying to decide.
You can trust me. You can watch me while I do it.
May I insight check him?
If you don't want to give it to him, you can wait or tell him no.
I have been told by my elder that I have to be less possessive of my creations. And then like
Oh, then hand
very
it over.
slowly hands it over to Chris.
Thank you
21
so
to
much.
insight.
Wow. 21 to insight. That is a 20. Hang on. 17 plus 4. 21 to my stat.
Okay.
So that's tied. How does that work?
I'm gonna say Chris seems genuine.
I am genuinely trustworthy.
Okay.
As I'm holding the blunderburst, I'm just gonna start casting ritually identify.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
To the Mapach, I will say, by the way, you can call me Bubby. What's your
Ah.
name?
I am Annabelle Rickett.
Annabelle?
And kind of puffs up, like kind of slinks up to her full like 5-foot height
Oh,
and puffs up her chest. Like she is a very tall tube. She's a tall tube.
and
Pip's like looking up at her like this then.
Yep. Kind of stands up and then like slinks down to an S shape that she normally takes.
I love her. Well, Miss Annabelle, you must be very accomplished. Not only with your, have I seen these before?
Ooh, that's it. Make me a history check.
History check.
Yeah.
Plus whatever, but I don't think that I have enough to add to a 2.
No, you have never seen something like this.
In addition to being able to make whatever that is, you must be very clever or brave or especially skilled to have been selected for such a task.
I suppose so. I'm kind of like staring, waiting if there's a second half of the statement.
There is. She'll just stare off into space for a moment and then say, geez, 8 people with such skills and 2 are missing. That is very unlikely. And you said that Sprig was on watch?
Sprig and Light, I believe.
Sprig and Light.
And then like points off to a pair that are very obviously together, and like then the other side of the clearing, and all you can clearly tell is one is like one is like twice the height of the other one.
Oh, that's a drink of water. They were on watch when you went to sleep.
Yes. Then I do remember. Actually, there is something I remember. It was very hot, like unseasonably hot, but we all kind of just assumed it was one of those rare nighttime heat waves that happen once in a while.
Oh, sure.
Seemed normal, but then I woke up and it points over to like a random spot. I woke up over there a week later.
I'll take note of where she points. Is there anything special about that spot, or just it's a spot?
Just a seemingly random spot on the ground.
How very
There's like some of the grass is pushed down, but then you see someone walk over and you're like, okay, just a place people sometimes walk off the path.
Sure. Well, I thank you for your time, and I won't keep you from your operations any further.
Great. Chris.
Hello.
It is a magical blunderbuss that shoots scrolls.
I'm just going to take a few small notes in my notebook as I'm discovering this.
You can tell that it is imbued with a few enchantments. They're nothing really large. It's an enchantment of self-mending and an enchantment of force. One could assume, given one mightn't understand how a blunderbuss would work, that instead of igniting powder, it just pushes things. It's basically a t-shirt cannon with a it's basically a t-shirt cannon.
I must say, Annabelle, was it?
Yes.
I am utterly delighted by this. This is very good craftsmanship.
Thank you. I've been working on it for like last, I think 6 months. Has it been 6 months? Wait, was it 6 years? It might have been 6 years. Somewhere between there. Something like that.
Well, this is an impressive skill for someone.
Thank you.
Are you planning to do any other attachments to this over time?
Well, and they're like, well, I tend to, and then pulls out something that, like, it's a pair of goggles that you think were at one point a pair of goggles of night, but there's like 15 different lenses, and like there might be a headlamp. You're not positive what it is anymore. I have a tendency to tinker when I get stressed.
It's a good skill to have. Good skill to have. I was, the devil's hands are idle playthings. What?
You must be really stressed.
She just nods.
Are you okay? Is that why you're so itchy?
She just nods. No.
Okay.
Happening. Anna, you can tell Annabelle has as you watch her, you notice that she doesn't stop moving. She's always slightly fidgeting with something. It's a genetic condition. It's fine. I'm okay.
I think Pip just like looks from her to the goggles with like the 50 lenses, and she's just like, sure. I'm gonna go over there now.
I'm guessing my friend was kind of interested in your goggles there.
Yes.
What do they do?
Well, she like. Okay, so the base of it is goggles of night, and then this lens lets you see in infravision, and that one lets you see cold, and that one lets you see invisible things, and that lets you see into the planes. I think that one is into the ethereal plane, and I think that one's to the plane of fire, and just goes through like a list of weird things. There's like 3 that are just straight up finding specific items. Like, and this one helps me find my pants, and this one helps me find my sword, and that one helps me find Barnabas.
It's an entire hummock or schlemmer. In
Pretty
one
much.
place. I'm
I'm
so
sorry,
in love with it.
Barnabas?
Oh yes, Barnabas, my friend. And then she just like snaps her fingers, and a head appears like floating about right here.
Oh, hello. How
Yes,
are
this
you?
is Barnabas, my artificial mind.
It is a wonderful mind, I must say.
Barnabas just like nods and then like resolves itself into a very like a normal sized crow and just lands on the shoulder.
Oh, you're adorable, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Like, coochie, 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 coo. Yes, you're adorable. Yes, you are. Do you mind? Sorry. It's been a while since
fine.
I've seen this kind of stuff.
He likes affection. He doesn't always get enough, partially because he is located in, and then you see like a bauble on her side that is straight up just like, it's like, it looks like a like half a ball with liquid, and there is a actual brain inside.
Oh, impressive. Impressive. How long did did that take versus the
Um,
blunderbuss?
Only about like 3 days. Yeah, about 3 days.
Hmm.
Oh,
I don't suppose you have any of your notes on this, perhaps. I'm a learned scholar and of the magical arts, and I would awfully like to find out more of this information if that's at all possible.
And then she pulls out like a very worn copy of book, and it literally just says "The Dummy's Guide to Archivist." To archivist.
May I have a peruse through if that's at all possible?
Oh yes. I have been needing to get a new copy, anyways, and just hand you the book.
Oh, bless you, bless you. Would you like any a donation towards the new copy?
Sure.
Okay, well, how about I give you a donation of the new copy and a bit of spending money to aid you in your continued endeavors?
That would be excellent.
Okay, how about 15 gold?
Thank you. And she
Here
takes the 15 gold, puts it into a coin pouch.
Blessings on you, blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm going to walk away slowly.
She does not pay attention to Chris's nonsense.
I have another question.
Yes.
Are there any Luma in this group?
I'm checking. I have to check. No, you do not see any Luma.
Okay. What about Corvum?
You see two of them. One of them, you can kind of make out that one of the two who are together, one of them might be a Corvum, and you can also see just a little bit off, you see a Corvum that seems to be green.
Okay. Pip is going to bounce up behind Wenry and like smack her gently, but like just like that thing you do to get someone's attention when you're short.
She
Yes,
pretty much
I know that well.
jumps, very startled.
Hey, let's go talk to your buddies. And I point at the Corvum.
My buddies.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are.
Well, they're like, you know what I mean, I think. All right, let's go. And she starts pulling.
Okay.
Which do you pull towards?
The one that was part of the two that were pointed out earlier.
Okay. Excellent. As you get closer, you can tell, yeah, one of them is very obviously a Corvum. Dressed in, she's just got this coat that's like this long backed coat. It's purple. It's got geometric designs all over it. It looks like someone threw paint on it as well, and it resolved into geometric shapes. It might slightly look like a certain purple tiefling's coat.
Okay, I think Pip immediately points at that to Wenry, and she's like, "See, they're fancy like you."
Sure.
Henry, fancy?
I don't.
Well, your robes are fancy. Like, I think they're fancy.
It's just black robes.
But yeah, but they're similar enough. And she starts pushing.
Okay. She's just like very begrudgingly pushed up against these two individuals. Just like, please don't notice me. Please don't notice me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You feel a hand on your shoulder, and you look up, and it's not the Corvum. It's this 7-foot tall servant looking down at you.
Pip looks so excited.
They are like they have muscles about the size of Pip's head, and she just goes, "Oh, hello. Who are you?"
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Pip. I'm here to help with the finding of the stuff. This is Wenry. She knows magic.
Yep.
Ah, lovely to meet you. I'm Glory, and this is my wife. Points at the Corvum.
You have a very lovely wife. I like her coat. So, they said you guys were on watch when everybody went to bed, right?
Yeah, that's what was. That's what happened.
Okay. So, what do you remember?
Well, I was teasing Joy here about getting lost earlier in the day, and she was teasing me about falling into. Was it a river or a pile of feces? And then you just hear the Corvum just go, darling, you fell into the one and then the other. That's why I was teasing you.
It's terrible.
It's utterly horrible. She's such a klutz, you would think, with all that height.
Well, I mean, at least I just feel bad that it wasn't the other way around, because then the river could just clean everything off. But anyway, so you got lost?
Well, I had got lost earlier in the day. We had split up. All 10 of us had split up to search an area because we thought we heard something. I went off to the east, but then I ended up on the west. I must have just taken a wrong turn and circled back. Everything probably happened that's probably just how it happened.
Pip is going to like glance up at Wenry like, okay, that's odd. Even she knows that this is kind of strange. And she's just like, so you guys, you split up because you heard something?
Well, I, Grizz, and Gaspy all went out in 3 different directions because we thought we heard someone, but we didn't find anything. And it was weird. Well, no, I didn't find anything. I think Gaspy found, like, tracks, but after tracking them, I think it was just a bunch of deer.
What did you hear? And what did the tracks look like?
And she like holds up her hand and like, tracks not that big. It just looked like hooves, I think. Gaspy's not she's not the brightest. She's not the brightest flame in the temple, if you get what I mean. She means very well, but she's not always the quickest on the uptake about things. But we heard rustling, like more rustling than you would expect from wild animals.
You guys made terrible decisions during this trip. Okay, Pip is going to turn around and like point at the rest of the group, like the sweeping motions, like, all right, which one of them's Gaspy?
Just points and you see a Jabeen, this tiny bouncy chinchilla. just kind of bouncing in place,
Wow.
but like in plate mail. So it's just clang,
Wow.
clang, 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 clang.
Wow, she sounds like my piggy bank when you shake it real hard.
Yeah, she tends to.
Wow. I think your weasel friend was crazy. Okay.
Yeah. Annabelle means well. She just gets
Yeah.
distracted.
Okay, Pip is going to turn to Wenry and just be like, what do you think? I think I got everything I can out of them. Do you have any thoughts?
Not really. There's a lot of pieces here that are not matching up well.
Yeah.
Well.
It's attacking weird.
I
mean-
agree.
Did Glory say that someone else was on watch?
It was Glory and Joy, the
Ooh.
servant and Corvum, who are married.
And they were on watch, not Light and Sprig?
No, that's their last names.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
Joy Light and Glory Sprig.
Oh.
Annabelle was just being weird and decided to call them by last name.
Okay.
Okay, so you two are on watch and you were teasing each other, right?
As you do, yes.
Okay, so what's the last thing did you guys go to bed?
No, well, she just looks down. I don't remember going to bed, but it felt like I thought I saw eyes in the forest, and then I woke up over there.
What the eyes look like?
Well, they were like. She like kind of like stands up and like up like. They looked like gems.
And this is the 7 foot tall servant who's
Yeah, this
like
is the
Jeff's
7
strength.
foot tall servant who's like they were like gems, and it's like half doing her best to like do the half square shape for eyes.
So how high up were the eyes? Were they like your height or like
They were
lower?
like here, so like about my height, a little higher.
So they were bigger. Oh, okay. Did you hear anything?
The wind. Well, I say it was the wind. Joy says it was something else. I say that wind can totally sound like a hissing noise, and Joy tells me I should go outside more often when it's not storming.
Okay. So Joy, you said it sounded like hissing. What kind of hissing? Like snaky snake hissing, or like cat hissing, or like Eh?
Like a snake, or like either
Snake?
like a snake or a tea kettle.
a tea kettle?
Yeah, you
Makes it
know
sound
when the kettle is boiled and is going and it's hissing,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like that.
that.
Huh.
Okay. Pip's going to look back to Wenry again and just sort of like just have an expression on her face, like, do you have anything to add?
Would you agree that it was also unseasonably warm?
Immensely so.
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah, it was weirdly hot.
Like, what kind of hot? Like, sticky?
It was not humid. It just felt. Joey like laughs. You know how hot a kitchen gets?
Yeah.
That.
Ugh.
But like it was the entire area.
Doesn't think any. Are you guys sure you didn't just wander into somebody's kitchen and you were just really sick or something and you thought like something happened?
I'm pretty sure because there were giant trees and we were not in the kitchen.
Okay.
I do have another question.
Yes.
Was the two that went missing, the Daisy Mill and Miller Blossom,
Yes.
were they acting weird that day?
No, we relieved them from duty and they went to their bedrolls and went to sleep. For the rest of the day they'd just been normal. Well, Daisy Mill might have been a little distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And Miller Bottom seemed to I think he tripped like 15 times that day.
Okay.
Which is abnormal because he only usually trips like 5 times.
Okay.
Oh, who had the book? The artifact, the thingy.
I think it was with. I don't remember. It was either with. Oh no! It was. Glory just smiles, hun. It was with us. It was between us as it was every time someone was on watch.
So you had it last?
Yeah, it was, the fire was like there and it was there.
So it was super duper hot, but you guys made a fire?
We needed light. And it wasn't actually that hot of a fire. I think Malachite made the fire, so it wasn't hot. It smelled weird, but it wasn't hot.
How did it smell?
Like methane?
Nothing.
Yeah, Malachite's a little weird.
Pip just leans in over to Wenry. She's like, I think they're all kind of really weird.
No comment.
And then she without even she just points at the green Corvum. Malachite's really weird even for our group.
Oh dang, I meant to whisper that. Okay,
It's fine. I just hear really well. It's a weird curse I have.
okay.
Sorry.
Okay, did Bubby and Chris come along with us, or did we hop on over by ourselves? Or is
Eventually, I figured out that you weren't still there, so I wandered over by you.
okay.
I think.
I'm just absentmindedly reading through Arcanist for Dummies.
Okay. All right. Pip is going to hop over to Chris and do the same thing that she did to Wenry earlier, and just try to get in between him and what he's reading. Hey,
Yes.
we found out stuff. Come here. And she starts tugging on your waistcoat.
Yes, where are we going?
Over here, we found out stuff. The green one made the fire smell like methane, and there was some crazy glowing eyes, and there was some hissing sounds. The other guy said it was tea kettle, and they were like, oh yeah, it was super duper hot that day, and it was being in a really 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 hot kitchen. What does it sound like to you?
Blinks. Computing all this information. Methane, glowing eyes, hot. No, sounds like someone's either making a really bad stink bomb or someone's trying to drug everybody.
Well, they said the green one did it all, the fire thingy with the methane, and she points at the green Corvum.
Right.
Also,
Now-
apparently I'm wrong, and not all Corvum are related, so don't tell Wenry that I thought that.
I won't, but I think they might be able to hear you.
Crap.
just sometimes, inside voice. Sometimes.
This is my inside voice.
Okay, we need to work on your new inside voice.
Good luck.
Right. Well, how about we use your current inside voice and talk to the big green one over there? How does that sound?
Okay. And I hop.
I saunter on over after them.
You walk up to Malachite, who is like normal height for a Corvum, but like the closer you get, the more you realize, yeah, they're straight up just green, with like a few black feathers, but otherwise it's just green. Everything is green from the top of their head to the bottom of their claws.
Well, hello.
Why are you green?
Hello. One of my ancestors was a green dragon.
Really?
That's what I've been told. That's why
amazing.
I'm green.
So, hello, I'm Chris. Nice to meet you. I've
to
heard your
meet
name
you.
is Malachite. Is that true?
Yes.
Good. Now, tell me about this fire that you made.
It was just a simple bonfire. All of my spells have a sensory aspect to them that not everyone
smell.
enjoys.
Okay.
It's not horrible. I don't know why every spell I cast smells like methane.
Well, I'm going to make a stab in the dark, but it might be related to your ancestry, perhaps.
Probably.
Have you not thought to prestidigitate a new smell on top of the bonfire afterwards to help those deal with it more?
They just kind of make a smell in the air that smells like daisies, and about after 3 seconds, it just becomes methane. I've tried multiple times.
Have you tried
It
making
is-
it smell like methane?
Actually
right.
goes and tries it, and it smells like methane.
Damn, that was an attempt anyway, just in case. you
What's an
never know.
idea?
Magic is a bit weird sometimes.
Yeah, very weird.
Now, we've been hearing this from different things about, the fire and the smell and the glowing green eyes and the heat. And, well, we just wanted to have a quick chat, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Now, would you like to tell me and my good friend here exactly what happened from your perspective?
Let's see. We walked. There was rustling. Gatsby, Joy, and I remember which one I said. And Grizz went off into the woods to go search and see if they could find anyone. They couldn't. Gatsby got confused about whether or not deer are people. We made camp in a clearing that we needed to there was a lot of dust. Maybe it was ash. Might have been ashes on the ground, as if there'd been a giant bonfire. But we cleaned up the ashes and made camp for the night.
Did you manage to, by any chance, sorry about this, keep any of the ashes?
Just looks. I did not, but one of us might have. Horace is a little peculiar with dirts, so he may have taken some. Bubby, you know Horace. You look and you see Horace and you're like, oh, that's Horace.
Is this a hedge or is this someone?
This is a hedge. He's bizarre for you. He's bizarre looking.
But he's definitely the one that would be collecting weird stuff like that.
Oh, he is 100%. That is him. You have seen his room. It is covered in jars of dirt, and you know him because he looks. Most hedges have spines. He has scales, almost like armor plating.
Are we talking armadillo or pangolin?
He looks like he's always nervously waiting for you to answer to say if you're going to homecoming with him. He's a pangolin. He just looks very like strange and just like there's only like 3 you've ever met. There's only like 3 pangolins you've ever met, and he's one of them, and he is by far the weirdest.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like you know Horvath. You have met Horace a couple times. He's bizarre. But he means well. But yes. Malachite's like Horace probably has some ashes.
Well, that's good. We can go have a quick chat with him afterwards. Just out of curiosity, can you tell us about the follower of Kren who was with your party?
Yeah, and just like points over at like this very normal looking Vulpin. Orange fur and everything. Just Grizz over there. A little unsettling, a little weird, and a little. They want to be your friend more than you want them to be your friend.
I know the feeling.
Horace or Grizz?
Grizz.
Well, I'll make friends with Grizz then, shall I?
Oh wait, Grizz. You would know Grizz actually. You would know of Grizz.
I would know of Grizz. I'm pretending to
Oh yeah, no,
Malachite.
I'm just
I have
like,
no idea who Grizz is.
Oh no, I just realized like, wait, Grizz would actually 100% know who Grizz is. But yeah, no, yes, that makes sense. They're weird, but I think they mean well.
So
Well,
Malachite giving us the dirt,
Yes.
as it were.
Well, Horse is gonna really give you the dirt, but yeah.
Well, then,
as all of us Vulpins are very friendly sort.
Yeah, you tend to be.
Yes.
Except for that one guy. I think his name was Jeffrey. He was an asshole.
No, we don't talk about Jeffrey. He's a bit of a bastard.
Isn't he?
Yes. The less said about Jeffrey, the better.
That's how I feel as well.
No. Is there anything else that happened that evening? Like, particularly about the eyes. We got told there was some. Hang on, Pip. How did you describe those eyes again?
Oh, Pip points over at, I believe it was Joy.
Glory, I think.
Glory. Okay. She points over at Glory and she's like, "Oh, Glory said that while she was on watch with Joy, her wife, that she looked up and there are like these like squarey, rectangle-y, glowy eye things. They're actually like almost as big as she is, so they were super duper high up. And they were there. And they were glowy."
What she said.
By the way, while this conversation has been happening between Kriz and Malachite, Pip has actually been bouncing around Malachite's feet because when they mentioned that there was like weird dirt or dust or ashes, she started to inspect basically like them from the waist down to see what she could see without being too obvious about it.
A fastidious cleaner, you can tell that, because Malachite is just, every feather is in place, and it is clean, and they look their best. But it's they're completely clean.
She's gonna think it's really odd considering how dusty they're cleaning everything was, and she's just like, if you guys were like traveling, basically she's thinking in her head like, I have traveled a lot. You get dusty when you travel. How are they so clean?
Hasn't it been a few days?
It's been a couple days.
I never said she was smart.
Okay.
Fair point. That did also. I have also explained that Gatsby is is probably a little bit less intelligent than Pip, but Malachite is weird.
Using Pip's description, I prestidigitate what the gem looks like from Pip's description.
No, I don't like things back. I don't know. I was asleep when the eyes apparently appeared. I don't remember them at all. But
Interesting.
those look like eyes of something terrifying.
Yes.
Did you hear a kettle whistling?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was the wind. At one point I woke up, heard the wind, and went back to sleep.
Interesting to know.
So I'm assuming that Pip is probably following Chris as he goes over to talk to Grizz.
Yes. Before I go, I bend down to Pip and go, did you find anything curious about Malachite?
They're really clean.
I turn around and subtly prestidigitate dust over Malachite.
Malachite, notices the dust, and then brushes it off, and that's about it.
He's very clean.
So, but why are they so clean if they've been traveling for so long?
I prestidigitate dust onto Pip, and then I prestidigitate dust off Pip. There are ways to get clean quite quickly.
Yeah, I guess.
I know. Don't worry about it. Now, shall we go interrogate this fellow of mine? I mean, have a
sure.
nice, pleasant conversation with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want to
I
lead the
bounce.
charge on this one?
Who, me?
Yes.
But okay, he might like get a cricket instead of talking to me, but sure. And I hop on over.
I saunter on over afterward.
Grizz is like watching. Is just watching you two come up, and they are like they're just kind of leaning back, like watching. Leather's gleaming, and like a great big symbol of Kren on their chest. Oh, lovely to meet to meet you and see you again, Chris. What brings you over here?
Every time we've left someone, if I haven't done it before, I leave them a little cake.
Everyone is like the cakes.
Naturally.
Wonderful.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Pip.
I do want to add then that like every time Bubby has given someone a cake, Pip asks for another one. She's probably had like 5 at this point. She might have like a little bit of crumbs happening on her face now, but whatever.
It's 5. Holy crap.
Cake. Food is love.
Okay. So you're Grizz, right?
Yeah, that is I.
Okay. And you were part of the group that split up because you thought you heard something?
Yes. We thought we heard rustling in the trees. Can't have anyone following us. That would just be rude.
Okay. What did the rustling sound like?
Well, it sounded like someone running through the trees very clumsily.
Was it hot then too?
No, it was quite mild during the middle of the day.
So when did it get hot?
Well, when we set up camp, it was unseasonably hot.
So what did you find when you split up? And she points over at, I forget, who was it that said they split up? Was it Annabelle or was it Glory?
Joy, the
Joy.
Corvo.
Okay.
I happily have a sheet for this.
Okay. She points over at Joy and she says, Joy said that you guys all split up and that Joy got turned around. Where did you go and what did you find?
I went ahead. No, did I go ahead? Oh no, I went backwards. Sorry. It's been a hectic day or two. I went backwards away from the group to see if there's anything behind us. And I found nothing abnormal. Some snake skins. Kind of shrugs. Nothing abnormal.
How big were the snake skins?
And then like holds up hands and like holds up hands and holds up hands.
Pip just like looks up at Chris and she's just like, do you think a snake that big could have eyes that big?
It's a reasonable possibility that might be the case. I don't suppose, Grizz, you managed to actually keep any of the snakeskin that you found, did you?
Very wolfish, very foxy smile and pulls out like a strip of, or like a rolled up strip of snakeskin.
And
Of course I did.
And you're going to let me have a look at it now, aren't you?
Can I have it?
I owe you, so yes. Tosses it.
There we go. Jolly good. I shall look at that. You shall get this back in due course.
Well, I know where you sleep, so I would assume so.
Well, I know where you sleep as well. And I'll get it back to you.
You guys live in the same house?
Yes, most of us do. And then just like winks at Chris. Most of us
Chris-
do.
Most of us.
Our DM,
Yes?
are snakes of that size common in the Humblewood?
Not in the slightest.
I think so. Okay. Have any of us ever seen a snake that big?
No. However, if any of you want to roll nature or arcana,
Ding dong. Yes, I will.
I'll try.
Oh, hello. Natural 20.
yep.
Plus 5 is 25, if that matters.
Chris, you
Hello.
have read in your extensive study about something called an ash snake. They tend to be quite large with fiery red eyes.
Interesting. Would I have seen an image of a ash snake?
Yes, you would have.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Grizz. And
You're welcome.
just so you know, things are about to get a little hairy in here.
Thanks.
I turn around and I major image an image of a ash snake in the middle of the room.
Oh, sweet Hedwin!
Oh boy, I may have actually underestimated how large they are.
I think Pip immediately like whips out her rapier and she's like, okay.
It's like, it's like once it's appeared, like, now everybody, listen up. Is this what you saw?
Everyone is, all of the guards are on guard, and you see some interesting weapons. However, everyone is like, out of the 8 of them, well, out of the 7 of them looking at the ash snake, only 2 of them nod their heads because everyone else was asleep.
Right.
It does not remember. But Joey and Chloe go, oh, yeah, that's what that thing was. I think. Well, the eyes aren't the right size. And Maybe.
I move its head down in front of them so it gets a good like face on look of its eyes.
And then like she attempts to grab the head and like studies it from like looks on either side. Yeah, that should be about it.
Does anyone look unsurprised or have a visible emotional reaction that's not what's expected here?
Actually, I was gonna say someone does, but no, everyone has perfectly normal expected reactions. The only one who has a less than expected reaction knew you were about to do that,
There we go.
so is less surprised by you doing that.
How the
Kind of
heck?
like, oh, okay.
How the heck did nobody hear or see that?
I let
Are you all deaf and blind?
I let the image fade into dust. And go, right. Is that better? Now we know that.
For everyone's reference, ash snakes are like blackish gray. So give them the benefit of the doubt.
Pip is just obnoxious and terrible. I'm sorry. I would
That's
have to
fair.
say.
I forget this on a regular basis.
I mean,
But yes, no, it isn't that. You could theorize, you can assume that it was an ash snake
okay.
around the campsite.
Well,
Eyes.
got his answers then, didn't it?
Okay. So there was a. What was that?
That's an ash snake.
Okay. So there was an ash snake. Can ash snakes do magic? Can ash snakes snake people's memories?
Would I know this from my reading?
No, they do not. They're not magic. They're magical, but only in the way that like monsters can be magical. They do not have magic.
Okay. That's a no.
Okay. So we got a big honking snake.
We got a big snake and some unknown quantity around memory manipulation and other things.
Pip's actually just making the same expressions that I am. Like, she's trying really hard to just be like, what is going on here? What's with the snake? What is the snake in a book for?
Have we all heard of people who can shift into animals, either actually or like as a disguise?
Yeah, you all probably heard of like druids and the like.
Okay. So no. All right. Well, I guess I'll look over at Horace. Is Horace pleasant to be around?
He's a strange dude who collects dirt, so probably if you like guys, if you like weird people who collect weird things. He's a nice enough guy. He's a little boring if you don't want to listen to him talk about dirt for 3 hours. But he's not mean. He's just kind of boring.
Well, I'm all about people's autistic special interests because holla. So I
Exactly.
and Horace, it's nice to see you. Haven't seen you in the temple lately.
Yes, it's very wonderful to see you as well, Bubby. It's been a while.
I'm glad to see that you made it back when some of your fellows didn't. But
Yes.
are you all right? Would you like some cake?
Well, yes, I always like your cakes, but I'm fine. I'm fine. I collected new dirt samples. I've got that weird ash. That was something strange.
Yes, ask you about. You collected
Yes.
the ash that you found at the campsite. Do you have it nearby? I'd love to see it.
Well, I have a little one, like, opens, like, one side of his cloak, and it's just, like, a bandolier of vials of dirt.
It's like instead
Um,
of Rolexes, he's got.
pretty much. Well, no, it's kind of like, instead of, like,
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
rolls of, like, tape, he just, like, wait, and then, like, starts to roll, and you see, like, the band go up and over his shoulder. This one. And then, like, it's just, like, a tiny, like, vial of black ash.
May I?
Oh, yes, yes. I have more in the temple.
Could I? Oh, I'll open it and give a little sniff. Smell like proper like wood ash, paper ash, or is it more like something nasty?
It's mostly just ash. Like, it doesn't smell. It doesn't smell like body. It does not smell like ashes. It smells like ash.
Okay. Like leftover bonfire ash, not
Yeah.
like kitchen ash or
Yeah, just kind of like the ash that comes from like wood burning.
right.
With like there was a little hint of something weird, but it's just kind of like
Just
it's not like it's just like a hint.
the smell.
Yeah, it's just kind of like it's like a slight scent of bile. Like the faintest whiff of bile almost.
Horace, do you smell what I smell in here?
Oh,
Ash.
oh yes, no, that's and they're like, oh yes, that is well, that's not normal ash.
No, of course it's not. And you were very clever to collect some. I'll put the cat back on. Have you talked to a chemist about analyzing it? Perhaps. I wonder if your Mapach friend might be.
Oh, Annabelle might be able to, but it's just normal ash snake ash.
This is what ash snakes leave behind.
Well, they have this breath. They have an ash breath, and so they breathe it on where they like to sleep. So I collected some of the ash, got the hint, and after seeing the image, it made sense, and it all connected. It's just breath ash, basically. And like this is about as animated as Horace has been for a while. Like he tends to be very like quiet, but get him talking about his thing, and he animates right up.
Well, this is fascinating. I had no idea that they had such a weapon.
Yes, it's very impressive. They're very terrifying when they want to be. But they're generally they seem to be mostly like non-violent. If you don't bother them, they don't bother you.
So if this had been sleeping where you chose to sleep that night, it may have become angry at having its sleeping place taken. Or maybe
Most
it
likely.
walked up and saw that you were there and went away. So we don't know anything, but we certainly have more questions. So that's always useful.
Yes, it's very possible that it had been sleeping there recently and it just got annoyed, but I don't think an ash snake would try to take on as many individuals as we were.
No, I don't think so either. That's not that I know anything about ash snakes, but I wouldn't take on the 8 of you.
Yes.
Fascinating. Well, thank you very much, Horace, and I'll look forward to seeing you at Temple.
Same to you.
Come by the house sometimes, all right?
I'll try to be more social.
Don't make a special effort. Just if you want a piece of cake, come by.
Your cake is wonderful. I'm getting too old to not be social. I need to be more social. Plus, I can tell more people about dirt.
It's not important to push. It's important to do things that are going to bring you joy. But a lot of people like you, Horace, and if you felt like coming around, we'd be glad to see you.
Thank you. And then like looks off again, little like claws going. Very excited about the prospect of talking to people about dirt.
I'm guessing that I have at least one grandchild or great grandchild that is so into learning about dirt.
100%. Probably have due to Horace.
Probably, but hedges are burrowers.
Oh yeah, no, he also knows, like, he can tell at a glance, like, oh, that's good, that's bad dirt, do not burrow there. But like that dirt has nutrients. It'll be good to burrow in.
Well, I'm delighted with that interaction. I don't know how much we learned, but
You learned about dirt.
I did.
I love him.
If anyone didn't follow me, I'll go back and report.
Yeah.
So, large snake. Still don't know where the book is now, though, do we?
Yeah, big snake. People getting lost and getting turned around.
Yeah, I don't think that the snake would take a book.
No, but he might have burnt it. Either on purpose or on accident.
Can you
But
burn
then-
powerful books?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Can ash snakes eat people?
They're big enough, I think.
I don't know. Maybe they eat like fruit.
Do I know the diet of an ash snake?
Give me a second. I will read it. I'll see if I know what they. I think I know what it is. I just want to make sure that I'm positive. Yeah. They eat meat.
They could have eaten these two, yes. I mean, but we still are missing two, and we are missing the book as well. So,
What if
and
this?
they're also, you know, they do, worship a god of trickery and arcana. So,
So you suspect that the two that are missing took the book?
well, it's a hypothesis we've got to explore.
It's the first of suspects that I have heard, besides Large Snake.
And, well, let's see. You've got the two that are missing. One
Mhm.
follows the gods of trickery and arcana, and one follows the gods of the grave. So, between the two of them, they could do things. But
Uh,
based on the information that we have, this is what we've got, and this would be a reasonable way to go forward and saying, that these two may still have the very powerful relic of Kren.
I have a very quick question. Who is the tallest person in our group? Is it Chris?
How tall
Oh.
are you, Chris?
I am 4'6".
Oh, you're 2 inches taller. Heck.
Okay. Pip is going to launch herself onto Chris's shoulders and use him as the tallest thing she can in the area, besides jumping on Glory. And she's going to leap onto Chris's shoulders. And don't worry, she's light enough. And she's just going to just sort of wave one of her hands in the air. And she's like, "Hey, which one of you picked the camping site?"
And we're just kind of like all 8 of the guards kind of look at each other, and then just kind of point at Glory. Well,
Okay.
no, like half of them point to Glory, half of them point to a gull.
To what?
A gull, like a
Oh,
raptor who looks like a gull.
Okay.
Follow-up question to everyone. Who last talked to Willow Blossom and Daisy Mill.
The gull raises her
Right,
arm.
we're going to have a nice conversation with you right now.
Come here! And I jump down.
She just kind of she kind of like takes a second and then walks over.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Chris. What's your name?
Laughter.
Hello, Laughter. It's an absolute joy to meet you.
You too.
Now, you're going to answer our questions very quickly and honestly. Can
Okay.
you do that?
As far as I know.
Okay, jolly good. Right. Now, what do you want? Actually, turns to the group. What do you want to know first? Why they camped there, or what did the two missing people say?
Well, yeah, why did they camp there if they knew that it was a bed for an ash snake?
Yes. Why did you camp in such a terrible, awful, deadly place?
We didn't know. We thought there'd just been like a lightning strike. There was even a tree in the middle that looked like it had been broken by lightning.
Did you not check the area first?
I assumed Glory had.
Did you not follow up?
Glory is the orienteering one. I'm the one who makes sure we don't die of starvation.
So you're quite good at scouting and adventuring, is what you're saying.
Yes.
And
good
you
at getting
didn't
food.
double check?
I get the food. She gets the scouting.
God
We
damn
agreed
you.
when we left the Temple of Kesme that she would be in charge of making sure we found safe places to sleep, and I would make sure that there was always food.
Well, did you do your duty and find
Yes.
food?
They had amazing food.
What was the food?
Well, I think that night it was roasted salmon on a bed of rice. Very
Insight
excellent.
check.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20 plus 5.
Laughter is very annoyed, but is honest as hell. Completely honest.
That's good. Right.
Yes, it was very delicious. I love that meal.
Good. Glad you remember that. Right. Now, what did the other two
Okay,
say to you before we last saw them? Sorry, Pip, you go ahead.
Okay,
Yes.
so hang on a minute. If you're the person who makes the food, then how come you picked the campsite?
It's Chloe and I picked. We were the ones in charge. We were the ones who were in the front. So we picked the campsite together. Glory went to check because it was a large enough clearing for us all to camp in. She went to check to make sure there wasn't anything around. I set up camp and made food.
Okay, did Daisy and Mill talk to Glory before she left?
Probably.
Okay.
Daisy Mill was our druid.
Oh,
Yeah.
was she super good at being a druid?
I assume I hadn't really met her before, but she seemed really good.
Now,
Did you ever see?
Sorry, go ahead, Pip.
Okay, sorry. I know I'm doing a lot of speaking, but it's because my character is a
Yeah.
chatterbox.
No,
So
go ahead. I love it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
That's
but also
wonderful.
but if anybody ever does want to speak up, please just wave your arms around. So Pip just looks like thinks for a second. She's like, "Did you ever see them turn into anything?"
Well, I think Daisy Mill could turn into a cat, and I think like a bird. I think she became a gull once or twice after, because apparently at some point she saw a seagull and decided to turn into it. I think she also turned into a wolf and maybe a crocodile.
That's a lot. Did that happen all in one day?
No, it was we took a couple rests periodically, and she the cat, she just apparently liked to do that before going to bed, apparently. The seagull, she went to search an area while we were going forward. The The crocodile was just because we had to get across like a river at one point, and so we put the artifact case on her back, and she swam across, and then so it would stay safe.
Okay. Okay, Chris, you talk to this one about what the conversation was. I'm gonna jump over to Gloria, and I hop over to Glory.
I think we're alone now.
Questioning, I don't have it in my notes, but in all of our questioning, did we find out what the missing people, what their capabilities were?
You've just learned one of them was a druid.
So we don't know about the other.
Nope, you've not actually asked.
Okay.
So, what was your last conversation like with them before you ended up here?
Well, it was after dinner, and they were talking to me about how I'd kept the fish so fresh, and then we talked, I think, about our home where we all grew up. It was kind of they wanted to bond. It was kind of a normal conversation. Nothing weird about it.
Mhm. And just a quick follow-up, sideline, if you would. Where was the book during this conversation?
It was Chloe and Joy. No, it wasn't. Sorry. The last conversation was, I think, during the first watch, which was Malachite and Horus. So it was Malachite and Horus, but it was in the middle of the campsite.
Interesting. Another follow-up question. And it's very important that you answer this honestly to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you have the recipe for that salmon?
Yes, of course. It's a family recipe.
Oh,
Pulls
can I
out
please
like
borrow
a
it
sheaf
for you?
of pulls out like an old recipe book and goes and then like picks up a page and just like pulls out like and then like seems to pull off a page from the back of the page and hands it, and as it like flaps in front of you, it becomes a piece of paper. It becomes an old piece of paper with the recipe.
Oh, excellent. I will definitely get out his spellbook. I will definitely be transcribing that into my spellbook. Thank you so much. Now, is there anything else you'd like to tell me right now before I have to come back here?
You look very nice in your waistcoat.
Oh, flattery will get you everywhere.
But that's it. Nothing. It was a normal conversation, and they seemed normal.
Jolly good. Okay, I'm going to walk away now. But just before I go, was there any incident involving the book during your travel before things started going weird?
Not that
You
I know
know,
of.
It accidentally opening, someone accidentally reading it.
It was in a
strange
box.
voices.
Well, there's always strange voices when Horus is around.
Did anyone actually check it was in the box in the first place?
I assumed it was in there.
Well, you know what happens with assumptions. It makes an ass out of you, and I walk away.
And mumptions.
I just lean over to Bubby. So, no one checked that the book was in there in the first place. Just thought to let you know, Toodle Pip.
Why on earth would they not check?
I know. Everyone. You check the camp, you check the book, you check the cargo. It's Adventuring 101. It's in the first page. Oh, amateurs.
Checking. Excuse me, everyone.
Yes.
Would you be able to tell me what the missing people specialized in? I think you said someone said Daisy Mill was your druid.
Yes. That. Sorry.
And she was a follower of Gesme.
Daisy Mill was Titan, I
Thank-
believe.
Yeah. Thank you.
Daisy Mill was Titan. We don't know who Willow Blossom was.
Okay.
We do, don't we?
They were a follower
Oh, no.
of
Daisy
Kyoa.
Mill was the trickery one.
Yeah.
Daisy Mill was Kyoa. That means Willow Blossom was Titan.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I'll swap that around.
Yes. Someone types up. Annabelle. Yes. Daisy Mill was a druid. I think a druid of the forest. Maybe. I never really asked. And Miller Blossom was I think is that or is that? And is trying to. I think they were a bard. Whether a bard or a. Maybe they were so. No, I think they were. No, they were a bard.
This might make it quick. Did they have an instrument?
Yeah. They had. I think they had a lute and a flute and a balloon.
Yes, they very much sound like a bard. They have more than one instrument.
How often did they play their music for you?
Pretty often. It was very good. They were very good at it. So they would do it while we were traveling.
Did you say flute?
Yeah, they had a flute. And a lute.
A flute. And a lute.
Yes.
So a flute could, hypothetically, sound like a high-pitched whistle?
Oh, definitely.
Theoretically.
Right. I hate fucking bards. Ungrateful. Just muttering to myself as I'm writing down notes.
Okay. I'm going to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Cynthia.
I was just going to ask out of game if we know what type of folk they are.
You don't know yet. I don't think I've said.
No.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
Who's nearby? Who's nearest of their group?
Probably. Either Grizz or maybe Horace? Grizz or Horace, maybe.
I'll go back to Horace and ask him that very question, because it's somehow easier to ask one of your own folk what everybody else folk was.
Yeah, that's fair. You just
I will echo this and do this with Grizz as well. Just to...
They both tell you. Daisy Mill was a. I think she was a Yeah, she was a Jabeen. Like Gatsby, and Miller Blossom was a Strix.
Strig Bard, I love it.
Yep.
Okay.
Great horned owl one, in fact. So a very large bard.
I really sort of want him to be a countertenor just because.
A little bit. They had a very good range.
They-
Horse will tell you. Very good range on that one. And Grizz will tell you, the druid was a little weird, but druids tend to be a little weird.
It's par for the course.
Exactly.
I'll turn to my fellows and say, Pip, you look like you have something on your mind.
I had forgotten what I was thinking about. I was thinking really hard about lunch.
You have some more cake.
Oh, now take it. So, oh right, I wanted to ask Glory about their last conversation with the bouncy balloon bard man. I'd like go over to Gloria. Glory.
Glory
You
just
look-
kind of, just like, throughout the conversation has like, you just notice that like she's standing, like at first glance you think she's standing alone until you see that like Joey's just on her shoulder.
Pip is just thinking in the back of her head, oh, I mean, I gotta get you one of those. Okay.
Joey would say, yes, you do.
Okay. I hop over and so Glory did talk to the bard. Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, talk to all of them. But
Okay.
I think the last conversation probably with Miller Blossom.
Okay. So given Pip's history of working in the temple that she is in and also coming from the coast where you see lots of people coming and going, what does she know about bards and their ability to do things?
They are very sound based at times. They're very gregarious, they're very charming. Whether they want to use that for good or evil. But for the most part, bards are just weird people who have magic based on music.
Okay. All right. So Pip hops up and she's just like, okay, what did you talk about with Miller?
Miller Blossom?
Mill Blossom, thank you.
Oh, yes. Last conversation I had with Miller Blossom was about whether or not we wanted a morning reverie. Is that what they're called? Reverie? Maybe?
Music in the morning?
Yeah, that thing.
Were they like trying to wake you all up in the morning or something?
It
Or...
was like we were discussing if we wanted to set a time to wake up in the morning so we could all get a nice day. Thank you. Could get a nice trek in for the day.
Okay. Did they like give you a demonstration of what they wanted to play?
I think it was just like the normal. It was just the normal. It wasn't normal. Well, it was normal for them because they've been doing this all day, but it was this like strange toot.
What do you mean? What did they use? Was it their flute?
It was, well, they had a second flute. Honey, can you make it? And then Joy just like holds their hands out and you hear a vuvuzela. You just hear the sound of a vuvuzela.
Okay.
That is what they wanted to play in the morning to wake everyone up.
Well, that would do it.
Yeah.
So how did you feel whenever Mill Blossom would play their music?
Pretty good, pretty inspired. They're very good.
Okay. And Pip is actually like kind of like bouncing in place a little bit, like she's hopping from foot to foot as she's like thinking, and her tail's kind of like bouncing up and down. She's trying to think to the best of her ability because she's like, I'm great at like pumping people up and like hitting stuff, and but this whole like conversation thing and trying to dig up clues, she's like, she feels as if she's floundering. um, talked to the bard, and they were tooting their thingy, and they've been playing music all day, and I don't know. You said you were feeling inspired. I said you're feeling pretty okay.
Can I provide assistance to Pip in working out what they're doing? Like, Pip, bards are known to be inspiring, so perhaps if they're good at making you feel good, perhaps they're also very good at making you feel other things, or forgetting things, or changing your perspective on things.
Can they do that?
Yes, you can do a lot of the things with magic.
Okay.
Bards
See.
in particular. Bastards.
Okay. So they can use magic and stuff. Do you think that By the way, Pip has turned around. She's not talking to Glory anymore because she doesn't want to offend her somehow by making these assumptions.
Just right in front of her, yeah.
Yeah. Just turns to face Chris, and she's just like, so do you think that maybe he was like casting magic on them all day to make them all confused and weird?
It's a reasonable assumption. Very well deduced.
Mm. Didn't they say that their druid friend carried the box for a little bit?
Yes, and they're also their entire party didn't check they were actually carrying the cargo in the first place. Because they are amateurs.
Cheese and crackers, that's ridiculous. What? You'd always check the boxes before you throw them on the ship. What's wrong with them?
You check your manifesto, you got it, you check your camping properly.
Exactly.
He just holds up a hand. I checked it in the morning.
And
it was
morning?
there.
In there?
Yes, of course I checked it. Of course it was in there. We wouldn't have left the Temple of Gesme if it wasn't.
Did you check it was actually the same book?
No, Joy did.
Did Joy check it was actually the same book?
Joy just nods. Yeah, it's from my temple. I brought it out.
Are you sure it's the same book? That it wasn't just a copy?
I don't
Did you touch
think they would. What?
Did you touch it?
Yes, I held it. It was the ancient tome itself.
No,
I studied it.
In the box. Did you touch it?
No. Yes. Did you touch the actual object, or did you touch it as in it was in a box and you were carrying the box, or was it wrapped?
Oh no, I brought it out to the box. I put it in the box myself.
So it's in the box.
Put it in the box.
So when you woke up the next morning to look in the box to check if it was there, did you touch it? Did you do anything to it then?
No, I just made sure it was still in the box.
But then our foxy friend here just made a big huge thingy. Who's to say that like somebody wasn't making a smally thingy in your box?
Would it have had the same weight if it had been an illusion?
Some people who are particularly skilled in illusion can make even things that are illusion have weight.
Well, that does put a spanner in the works.
Illusion magic.
So, did your druid friend act a little different after they carried the box?
No, Daisy Mill was her same normal, cheerful self.
Everybody had some sort of period of clumsiness or nausea or dizziness. Is that true? At least once. Was it the person carrying the box?
No,
No,
we didn't. We don't let Gatsby. I'm assuming you were talking about Gatsby's tripping.
Sure.
We don't let Gatsby. We did not let Gatsby carry the box. No, none of the people who felt bad had touched the box in like 5 hours at least. We kind of moved it around in the group. Though we did see a skeleton once.
And you're only just telling
You
us now,
didn't
Liz.
mention. Yeah, that's a thing. What?
Well, you see,
Maybe you saw a skeleton.
What kind of skeleton? How decomposed was it? Whereabouts was it? Was it leaving tracks? Was it actually real?
Was it
These are
walking
the things we
around?
need to know.
Nothing like a wheelbarrow.
It was, I believe it was a gallus. If the beak was remembered, I think it was a gallus. May have been a gallus. May not have been a gallus. It was a bird. It was a bird folk. It was in the side of the. It was like. It was really unsettling. It was like on a tree. No, it was in a tree. It was weird.
Right.
So,
Can you tell us on a map where this tree skeleton was?
Yeah, it pulls out a map and like shows like okay, it was like around like there
And
the-
whereabouts were you camping?
there.
Okay. And can you not note down on this map where you camped the previous days as well?
There. It was halfway through our travel.
Jolly good. Right. I am going to borrow this map so we can go check on this. I hope you don't mind.
No, has pull out a second copy. I have like 15 of these.
Jolly good.
I would assume you would each want a map.
That's wonderful.
Like hands out maps.
okay.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Love a map.
Did
Now.
you all like forget the skeleton too? After you forgot everything else that happened to all of you?
No, it just didn't. It just seemed like a weird skeleton. It just didn't really think it mattered. It was a weird
You
skeleton.
all
Someone
disappear for like 2 weeks, and you say, and you do.
It seemed like a normal skeleton. People die in the woods all the time. There's like 15 of them, probably.
I'm starting to like you.
15,
Thank you.
Don't squander that.
15 all in one batch.
No, there's probably at least 15 different people who have died in the forest in the last 30 years.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This one just happened
Let's-
to be on the side of a path.
And then you'd think if they've been traveling anyway, there'd be more skeletons on the side of the road statistically.
Statistically, you'd assume so, but I've only ever seen like 4. Only like one of them was very weird. Other than the
Wait.
tree.
Wait. You saw 4 skeletons on the road?
No, in
Or
my
in your
life.
entire. Okay. Oh.
There, Pip. Don't worry.
Stop. You're my mother.
Do we have any other questions, or could we? I think we might be reaching a point where we should move on.
This last one quick thing. Does anyone have any of information they want to let us know now? Don't make us come back here. I will not be in a pleasant mood.
No one says anything.
Are you not saying anything because you don't know anything, or saying anything because you're frightened of me?
Grace just kind of smiles. We're all saying nothing because there was nothing.
I'm just checking, Grizz. Don't worry.
Other than, oh, did Chloe tell you about the skeleton? It was weird. And then like 3 other people pipe up about the skeleton.
Anything else weird? Anything at all?
We didn't really see any wild animals that much.
In a
That
forest
is curious.
with wild animals?
We kind of assumed 10 people going through a forest.
10, excuse me. Were there not 8 and now there are 6?
No, there
No.
were 10 and now there's 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8. I've only counted 8. Who am I missing?
Well,
There's-
there's the 2 that's not there.
I counted those.
Ah.
I've got Annabelle, Glory, Joy. Oh, we haven't spoken to Gatsby.
Do we want to
Anybody?
talk to Gatsby?
If
Oh, sorry.
anybody wants my opinion, I think that pretty much all of the notes that we've been getting are very unreliable, and we should probably just go, try and trace their steps.
I think if they could have found dumber people to deliver this box, I don't think they would have had much luck. They're all about as sharp as a bag of hammers.
They've made very poor decisions. I will say that.
They're just inexperienced and young.
Hmm.
Right. Well, if we have to get back here and talk to Gatsby, don't say I didn't tell you, but we'll go.
I put my arm out for Pip to jump on.
Okay, I leap.
That's wonderful.
I go around with Pip like this.
She's got her hands on her hips, and she's just like, "Yep, I'm the biggest person here now."
Still
She
not.
likes to feel tall.
Still not. There's still a servant right there that's taller than you.
She
I
doesn't care.
I lift my arm up higher.
No.
Oh, I think with that, we're going to take our break.
Woo!
Yay!
We'll be gone for 5-10 minutes for the various things people need to do in 5 to 10 minutes.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Radio.
Welcome back to Humble Origins, where we have asked all of the questions. Now our lovely characters are off to do some heroic trekking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we left, we all agreed that we were about to like march off to war or whatever.
No, I'm not marching anywhere. I'm taking a cart.
You have a cart.
I'm going to hire a cart if I do not have a cart.
You feet. Never mind. Of course,
I am wearing a suit. I'm going to go for a cart on a journey for as long as possible.
Well, if we're setting off, and I'll take out of my enormous, to me, pack, take out my coat and put it on. And the coat doesn't look that different from me. It's just spiky at brown. Put up.
I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of imagining a glove where each individual spine is its own fingers, like for the glove. I'm kind of picturing right now.
If that makes you happy, it'll work. The coat does not have ears, but otherwise it basically looks like I'm not wearing one.
Aww. Can we please hire a cart if possible?
Roll a perception check to see if you can see a cart.
Okay. That's an 11.
You can see someone with a cart on the very edge of the circle.
I walk on over.
Okay. They're just a regular looking Luma little pigeon person.
Hello.
Oh.
I'm Chris. What's your name?
My name is Luna.
Hello, Luna. Now, is this your cart by any chance?
Yes, this is it's one of my cards. This is one of my cards.
And is your cart for rent by any chance?
It can be.
Great. Now, what would you say is a fair pay to rent this cart for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks?
About 2 weeks, I would say. She pulls out a piece of paper and starts to note.
Since it appears I'm still on
50 gold.
Chris's...
50 gold? Ooh. It's a bit steep. Isn't that a bit steep, don't you think, Pip?
I was about to say, since it appears I am still on Chris's shoulder. Well, oops, hush. I just open my mouth and stuff comes out because I am a bird.
That mimicry trait's coming in fine.
Oh yeah. Getting that sparrow cheep in there really well. Okay, so as I am still on Chris's shoulder and he has been going on about a cart, you have probably heard me just grumbling like, you have feet. Like, I don't understand. And also you can do that fancy make it clean stuff. If you're still worried about your clothes, just keep snapping your fingers and doing that. And I'm saying this as quietly under my breath as I can, but it's probably actually coming across as the actual real indoor voice that you should be using.
I bring Pip down to my level and just whisper, yes, I have feet. Yes, I can walk. However, I want to get them with enough energy that if we do get attacked by an ash snake, we don't die.
Do you have anemia? Is that why you're afraid of walking so much?
Yes, I understand I have a slightly weak constitution. That does not mean I have anemia.
Oh, so you are just weak. Okay. All right, yeah, we'll get a cart. She turns to Luma. And she's just like, yeah, 50 gold's kind of crazy for just 2 weeks. Do you want to knock it down to 25? And we'll make sure it comes back. Oh, and if you need something in the forest, we can try to find it for you.
Well, and then she like pulls out this like weird little device and pushes a button, and the cart beeps. Bop, bop.
I just made that sound. Weird.
Yeah.
So is that yeah, you can hire it for 25 gold? Or have
Make
you
it
got
35. For 2 weeks, 35 gold for a cart that you don't have, that you can just put, it will go along on its own under your control. I think that's reasonable.
Chris, do you have 35 gold?
Of course I have 35 gold. I'm a bloody Vulpin. I have money.
I don't know.
I have money. I was giving it away in the temple for a book.
Well, good for you.
Okay. Yes, I'd like to hire it for 35 gold, please.
Wonderful. Excellent. Holds out
Now,
the
would you like gold or would you like a traveler's check?
code, please.
Gold, okay. And can I have a receipt of this, please? I need
Pulls
to
out
give
a
back my
piece of paper and writes out the receipt.
There you go.
Here you go.
Thank you so much.
And also hands over the key fob.
Thank you. I will definitely send this on to my temple to get the expenses receipt back as well. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Jolly good doing business with you.
Jolly good.
Thank you.
Toodle pip.
Much. Would you like some cake?
Thank you. That would be lovely. Takes the cake.
Right. Saddle up, everybody. Let's get ready for wagons roll. What?
What?
I just hop in. I'm just like bounce off the shoulder next to Chris.
I will sit in back with impeccable posture and my feet dangling off the back end. Hang on, am I to understand that this is a cart that drives its own self? No horse?
That's what she said.
It's a self-driving car. Nothing can go wrong here.
Yeah, this is there's nothing that could possibly send this awry. Onward.
Don't worry. Onward. Are you on, Winry?
Begrudgingly, yes.
Okay, right. Now, are we all sitting comfortably? Have we got our harnesses on? Right, and I got to remember, it's the right side of the road. Right.
And you try to make it go. Beep, beep. Nothing happens.
Sorry, put my head out the window. Yes. How do you make it go? How do you make it stop? Do you have an instruction manual or anything?
Oh, sorry. Yes, and like hands through like a pamphlet.
Okay. I read through the pamphlet.
You have been scammed. Thank you for the 35 gold.
I look out the
jump
window.
of that cart.
I look out the window and I bring out my wand and I cast Chill Touch.
There is no one there, but there is a bag of 30 gold.
No,
How incredibly rude.
I
But you do
still
have a card
cast
now.
Chill Touch to grab the bag and bring it back to me. Equipment.
The bag does say sorry.
Dumps. This seems about right. Yep.
Bastards.
It's a classic.
And
Nice.
they say Vulpins have a bad reputation. Fucking.
I'll be right back. I trot back in to where we left the guards.
Yep.
And I'll approach, what was her name? Annabelle. Excuse me. We seem to have been the victim of some rapscallion. Are you able to make a cart go by itself if we have a cart that is supposed to go by itself?
Yes, like you can, but was it? And then she like puts out her hand. Was it a Luma about this tall, gray feathers, named Luna?
Yeah.
How much did she get?
She took 35 and then left 30, which I think is a good lesson. But
Yeah, that sounds normal. She just yells out, Luna hit someone else again. And all the guards, you can hear them go, okay. She does this. It's a thing. She always swindles people. She said she had a self-driving cart. That's new. She usually just swindles people for weird cart things. I don't know why. It's always carts. Always carts. But she never takes more than like 5 to 10 gold.
I'm inclined to just let it stand. Unless the person who paid presses charges. I think it's
she usually upholds any bargains. She just lies about what she's giving you. But if she like Annabelle just kind of looks, it was the Vulpin, right?
Mhm.
And like can see like the very annoyed face Chris has.
He's so mad. But look at him though. He's mad at me. He didn't have that face until I said that. He's mad at me.
She just kind of yells, "She will send anything you told her to send."
Pip is just like, she's starting to tap Chris on the shoulder. She's just like, you got the cart though. You got what you wanted, technically.
Wenry is so impressed. She's just like, classic.
Well, if we got a horse, right? Or some other schlepping animal.
Yeah.
Give me Luna and she can drag this damn cart herself.
Did you see how small she was? She's probably maybe like 5 inches bigger than I am. You think she's going to take this anywhere?
You'd be surprised.
Annabelle just like sighs. Here's the annoying. She just goes, "Give me like 3 seconds." Like rummages through a pack and just goes, "Hey, no, oh that one," and like hands you a small horse. It's like it looks like a mechanical toy horse. Put it in front of the cart. Say Erupto and stand back.
I place it down in the front of the cart and turn around and point my wand at them. If this is a trick.
Annabelle's just staring at you.
Sillier.
Maybe.
Make
Eruptor.
The horse grows to like the size of like a Clydesdale.
rare and wonderful.
Wand away. Thank you so much.
Forget the cart. I want to ride that.
It'll come
You
back
can-
to me once you're done.
There we will. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're too kind of you. Too kind. Right. Let's try this.
That's
One
good.
more time.
I leave her one more piece of cake.
Take one more piece of cake.
Right.
I'm gonna run
Is
out of
everyone
cake.
ready? 1, 2, 3. Is everyone in the cart? Has everyone got everything we need?
Mhm.
Has everyone been to the bathroom? Because we're not stopping once we get going.
I climb on, and I'm a woman of tuchus. So as I climb on, and also the front bit and the sides as well. So as I climb on, my feet sort of wiggle as I hoist, get myself back in.
Are you all ready, Bubby?
Yes, young man, go right ahead.
Right, yeah. Right. Onward.
And the horse goes forward
Ooh, ah.
at a pretty good pace.
See, this is why you ride in style. You don't walk.
I have to say, it's a fantastic invention, and I must commend Annabelle on her attention to detail. Look at it; it's such a, and I will speak as if I know what I'm talking about this mechanical thing, and it will be very clear to everyone, save possibly Pip, that I do not know what I am talking about regarding mechanical things.
Oh, Pip has turned around and I'm assuming that she's riding shotgun with Chris because she was on his shoulder. She just hopped down, and she has turned around like a little kid who's like talking to the person in the back seat, and she's like, "Do you have more cake?
Yes.
And she takes the cake and she will actually split it in half and hand one half to Chris.
Oh, thank you. I'll save that for later. Thank you so much, Pip. It's not good to eat and drive at the same time.
I've never heard that.
I want to know.
I'll also share some more with Wenry if she would like it.
I think she'll finally take a little bit, but just like just a small bit. But she's like looking. She's just making sure if anybody's watching us, like following us as we're going through.
Make a perception check.
Oh no, I'm not good at that.
Backward.
That's a 5.
You see no one in the woods.
Fine.
I'm keeping less an eye out and more of an ear out. I want to know if there's whistling. I suspect there won't be, but
Well, like there's like a little whistling, but like it's, but like you feel the wind.
Mhm. About how far is it, according to the map, to the first place where they camped?
By walking, it would be about like maybe a couple hours. By cart, about an hour or two.
Okay.
Actually, wait, no. By your cart, it's about an hour. Fast car. It's a fast mechanical horse you got there.
Right on. I sent you a PM, by the way.
Oh yes, no.
No? Okay.
Nope, this is outside of that. This is just
Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't.
exactly.
Pip is actually, because she's thinking of the fact that she's on an adventure. She's in a cart. She's with a mechanical horse. This is great. And she's gotten plenty of snacks. This is just amazing. And she remembers the fact that we are on an adventure, and she was hired, or at least sent off, because she was told, like, oh, it might be dangerous. She's keeping an eye out for these skeletons that she has heard of.
You don't actually see any
If there's any
skeletons.
corpses.
Nope, you don't see. Well, like you see, like that might no. You like you think you see one once, and then nope, that's just a rotting log.
Okay.
After about an hour, though, you see a
1
skeleton.
hour later.
Exactly, 1 hour later, you come upon a tree, and you see what they meant. There is a skeleton in a tree. Well, no, there's a tree on a skeleton.
Whoa! Well, blow me. They were right.
Yeah, precisely what you see is well, you see like you can't really tell exactly, but it looks like a skull half embedded in the tree. And then you kind of see like a couple vertebrae down, and you see like a little bit of like a little ribs and like a little bit of the pelvis, and you're like, oh, it grew. There was a tree that grew up, and there was a body that was there. So there's a skeleton in a tree.
Do we want to go examine it?
I would love to go examine it.
Ah, wonderful.
Do you think they got buried there? And then the tree just popped up?
What I think, I really wish that I had studied for speaking with the dead.
Let me consult my spellbook.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do. Damn, no, I have nothing that speaks to the dead. Does anyone know how to speak with the dead here?
Not today.
No.
Okay, right. Shall we go grab the head?
Should we?
It's stuck in the tree.
Won't it harm the tree?
We can apologize to the tree later.
Well, is it important? Because obviously, if the tree is grown through it, it's been here a long time. So it might not even be connected to the book.
How old?
Well, I just
think-
mean, like, in terms of, like, this could just be an unfortunate soul who died on a sapling. And trees sometimes take a long time to grow. I've been studying a little bit of nature.
How
So
old do the bones look, DM? Aside from the tree, like, do the bones look well preserved, or do they look old as heck and kind of busted?
You're honestly surprised that the skull is still as intact as it looks. Because like the bones are like, they're not white, they're like yellowish. And they're weathered. And you have a feeling that if you touched it, it might dust.
I'm gonna touch it.
Okay, you touch the skull?
Mending. Just wanted to know.
Now the skull looks even nicer after the 10-minute casting time of mending. Mending takes a minute, and I've realized that, and I'm always surprised by it.
It's lovely. It's a lovely spell.
It is.
Well, sorry, friend. And I'll, since it's fully intact now, just give it a little pat on its skull head. And sorry, friend, and make my way back onto the cart with the, wiggling and the struggling.
Can
Right.
I like possibly help Bubby into the cart?
You are small. Give it a try.
I will try.
Okay. Because yes, make the strength check with advantage.
Okay.
Because you are being assisted by Bubby.
I'm trying real hard.
So this is the thing. I am a fighter that is built for speed. Not strength.
Oh, this is-
Okay. What? So this is just a straight strength check.
Yep.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, no, you feel strength in your arms you've not felt in days, in like years maybe, and you easily help her get on. You almost lift her onto the cart.
I want to impress my new companions. I want them to think I'm amazing.
You've done it. Good,
I am impressed.
good for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were having so much trouble.
No, it's not trouble. I'm a little slow. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of look like you're gonna hurt yourself or pull something, or I don't know. Those spikes. Do
I'm not-
you ever get stuck on anything with your spikes?
No.
Really? Wow. Okay. And I scurry back to riding shotgun with Chris.
Right. I'm consulting the map to see how long it takes to get to the next location.
About an hour in your cart.
Right. Okay. Are we all on board? Have we got the skulls we want to get and touched the things we want to touch? Good, right. And I press to digitate the sound of a whip cracking.
Of course it does.
By the way, I think everyone would have noticed this by now, but when Chris asks if everyone is on board, you see Pip touch her beak, and then she like points at everyone's noses, and then she goes back to sitting.
Good technique. I share around a little more cake.
Something happens halfway through your journey.
I ran out of cake.
No, you have as much cake as you need. No, you suddenly remember. Oh yeah, they talked about a river they had to ford at one point, didn't they?
Oh, that's right.
As you
Hang
guys
on.
see it in like coming closer.
How big is the river?
Enough
It's
for the horse.
it's like 10 feet across.
Right. I have shape water
Excellent.
as a cantrip.
Okay.
And I can affect a 5-foot cube area. So as we go across, I'm trying to like Moses, part the river.
I was about to say that. Yes, you part the Red River.
Let my Vulpin go. When Chris was in humble land.
Let my humbles go.
He found a horse to drive the cart.
Part the Red River. It's now officially called the Red River. And you go across. You have to walk through about a foot or two of water, but the cart's fine.
A foot or two?
Of of the cart. Like the cart has to go through a foot or two of water.
It's probably your feet are probably getting the nice trickles just at the bases.
Yeah, just kind of like the nice lapping up of water a little bit.
This is not going to muck up our mechanical. It's not going to rust the horse, right?
No, the horse seems fine. In fact,
Okay.
the horse almost seems to move a little quicker while you're walking through the water.
It's a good horse.
Can we see through enough of the water to tell whether it's grown like fins or something?
No, it you can kind of you see as it steps that there are little holes at the right above where the hooves are. And you can see it when it puts the hoof down, it almost seems to suck a little bit of water in.
Huh.
And periodically, as you've been going along, horses usually defecate. This one just kind of lets out puffs of air, puffs of steam periodically.
Ah. I'm writing this down in my
Steam-powered
notebook.
horsey.
Quickly. Noting this down in the notebook.
Yep.
It's giddy up, Buttercup.
The fart-powered horse.
A little bit.
Well, we have been smelling methane for a while.
This is wonderful.
For this, I went to college.
Yeah, same.
Money well spent.
For this, I'm in grad school.
Sorry. So would we ford the river easily?
Yes, no, it's fine. As Chris is shaping the water out of the way, it the water will just kind of hit a wall, splash up an inch or two, and just kind of.
So people just be amazed vocally this whole time. Look at this. Nesca, this is the most amazing contraption. Do you see what it's doing? He gets it wrong.
It's so wonderful. But you guys go up onto the bank. And just and as you guys pass, you just hear crash. The two sides of water come together again and get normal.
All good back there?
That was amazing.
Oh, it's a poetry trick that you learn.
Sure, but you learned it.
Oh, yes, well, it's what you pay for college for.
I wouldn't know. I didn't go.
No, didn't you?
College.
Yes, it's I studied at the what's it called? Hang on. I studied at the atrium? The AVM?
Oh, yes, yes. It's a very good school, I've heard.
Mm-hmm. It's very, very good.
What's a college?
Oh.
It's school for grown-ups.
Okay.
Or for those who have money. Typically the former rather than the latter.
Okay.
I could teach you the trick one day, perhaps. You seem to understand the rudimentary understandings of the arcane nature.
Pip points at Bubby because she can't tell whom he's speaking to.
No. Talking to you. Talking to you, Pip.
Oh. I can move stuff with my hands, but...
Well, hand waving is the first lesson you learn in magic school.
Well, I'm great at waving my hands.
There you go, halfway there. All you do now is work out to the hand waving with the complicated runic natures of the Arcanum Force. You'll get it, don't worry.
Must be
I
very-
will take your word for it. You should talk to Wenry. She knows magic.
Wenry knows magic? Oh, yes. How do you know magic? Where did you study?
I didn't. I just know it.
You're not a bard, are you?
Yes, I am definitely very charming. And I definitely have so many instruments and can play music and no. I'm not a bard.
Mm-hmm. Good. I don't like bards.
They have their uses.
Well, some uses, admittedly. But we shall see.
How come you don't like birds?
No, well, you know how, wizards study and, those of a sorceric nature get their magic from their bloodline. Bards are just bardic.
Were you not good at music? Is that
see.
why you don't like bards?
Yeah, do you not like music? Is that the problem?
No, I like good music. Good music. Nice music. Bards always play jazz in the end, and I just don't like jazz.
Pity. Cake?
Ooh.
Cake!
Actually,
Right.
I best not take any more cake. I don't want to cause problems with my waistcoat at the moment. I will have something later, though. Remember, I've been studying my horse's driver's manual. You're not allowed to eat while driving.
That
It
manual-
causes distraction from the cart track.
I'll
It
just-
is known.
is sitting on a cart qualified as a short rest?
It is. I'm going to say you guys have been doing basically nothing for like 2 hours at this point. Yeah, no, you've got a short rest.
I'm only mentioning it because I did run out of cake, but I have
Oh.
been making food. There is a hearth in the back of the cart now, and there's stew on it.
Yep.
Hot.
Oh my gosh, you were Pip's newest best friend.
Let me tell you, clerics are the boss,
Would have been so useful when I was younger.
right?
I'm not going to see this because I do not have a wing mirror. I'm just going to smell it and go.
I love her. Can we keep her?
You can come over anytime you like.
Yay!
I pick Pip up and put her in the back of the cart so she can go over.
Yeah, I immediately like zoom over. I'm like, can I help? Do you need stirring? Do you need things chopped up?
I need you to taste this. I give her a big bowl of it.
Ooh, okay. And I start eating.
Would you like someone?
Sure. Yeah.
Here you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Food is love.
It's good.
This lovely moment goes, you guys eventually find yourselves going like ahead of you, Chris. You can see the forest start to like almost open up, and the closer you get, you start to notice the ground is blackened.
Aha.
Let's
And
slow
that-
down here, giddy up. Slow down.
And that is where we will end for the night.
Ah,
Hey.
Oh, this was wonderful.
that was so great.
yeah.
It's so wholesome.
I love it. Abby, you're doing so well.
Mhm.
You're doing
Thank
great.
you.
Couldn't even tell us your first time.
Yeah, yeah, really. Like
Yeah.
you're doing very well.
Thanks. But thank you, everyone, for watching the first session of Humble Origins.
And thank
But
you.
first, let's let my lovely players reintroduce themselves and talk about if they've got anything coming up. Let us start with Tim again.
Oh, hello. I'm Tim at Alan Moff on all the social interwebs. You can find me here on it's Tuesdays, isn't it? Tuesdays, playing Chris. And that's gonna be it for a while. Actually, I'm not doing too much. I'm writing a bit, and there's gonna be some playtest material for like some monk stuff coming out. Hopefully before Christmas. For playtesting. So there's lots of like monks and sub races, and there's a few magic items as well coming out. So there's that. Aside from that, I'm just going to be around the Tinterwebs doing stuff because it's getting close to Christmas and I work for a church. So fun times. That's me.
Let's go to Ryu.
Hello. I'm Liz Hirsch, also known as Ryu Red Wings all over the internet. I also don't have a whole lot going on right now. I am buried under commissions, and I am also working with the RPG Writers Workshop. So I'm going to have an adventure module coming out soon. Hopefully, if everything works out well. I hit 2,000 words today, so that's cool. But I have to have this done by next week, and I'm terrified. So we're just going to see what happens. You can see like previews of the magic items that I make, and of the adventure module that I'm writing, and of the Dungeons and Dragons character art. You can see all that stuff on my Twitter and also my Patreon. In fact, on my Patreon, you get previews of magic items and things like that. So if you really super duper like this sort of thing, go on over and look at it. And that's it.
And then we'll continue on in a circle to Wenry, played
Oh,
by
hi.
Shelby.
I'm Shelby. I'm the one silent 1-1 everywhere. I haven't changed it yet because it's just nostalgia. But I don't do anything except work and play video games. And then now this on Tuesdays. So it's the only place you can really find me besides Twitter. But this was a great first session. Thank you very much.
Yes, it's me now.
And then everyone's favorite grandma.
From your lips to God's ears. I'm Cynthia, and you can find me on Mondays at 11 a.m. 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. UTC. I'm on the Fox and Penguin Show. That's the channel, and we're playing through Dungeon of the Mad Mage. At least we will be as soon as our DM gets his internet straightened out. I'm here on Tuesdays in December, as you know, and on Wednesdays I'm in Dungeons and Deductibles, also on this channel. We are insurance claims investigators in Waterdeep. So that's
I think that leaves me. Hi, I'm Abby. I'm the DM. Yeah, you can find me at Citrine Warlock on Twitter, and I'm currently doing this. This is all I'm doing. And sometimes making homebrew stuff on Twitter. Sometimes. I need to do more of that. But yeah, that's all I've got. Yeah.
Remember to check out Variant Rolls' Twitter to find out when the next shows are coming on. We have Patreon, so sign up for Patreon if you want to support us that way. We have Twitch, you want to support us that way. There's looking at games this week. Project VHS is on Thursday at 9 p.m. And we probably need to update that because the Courts game, which I was DMing, finished last week, 2 weeks ago, thinking. So yeah, just check out the Twitter for all the information of what's happening when. So yeah.
I think that's it.
Unless there's anything else you want to tell us. Go on, you know you want to.
Hey, Chris,
Yes.
you're a devious Vulpin.
I am not devious. I am respectable and wholesome.
Try it without the glasses. Maybe that'll.
I am respectable and wholesome.
And I think that will.
Trust
I
me.
think all we have left to do is raid someone else.
Who are we gonna raid?
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Race Dice Priori.
Hi, Dice Priori.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Radio.